I joined Bitso business or in Bitso in general a year and a half ago. So it hasn't been all that long. And it's interesting because I have a very different background. I was telling you that born and raised in Chicago. I was an investment banker, a very traditional banker. We'll move to private equity after that. After P, I just kept getting earlier and earlier stage. So I started working in venture capital, early stage, seed, and then along with a buddy of mine, helped build a healthcare payments company. So healthcare payments, very non-related to crypto, but it's still payments. So you're starting to see the inefficiencies of the ecosystem and what was happening. And we got, very lucky. We built a really nice business. We're purchased by a large private equity-backed portfolio company. And after the purchase,
When was the purchase of that company?
it was December of 2020.
Okay. Wow.
So
Wild times.
wild times. Yeah. It was the height of COVID. I think it was one of the first times I've ever been involved in a transaction where I never actually met the buyer face to face because there were COVID restrictions. So it was an interesting diligence process, but it was a really successful outcome. It was very nice. And so I was taking some time off and enjoying the time with the family. And our Series A investor was a firm called QED Investors.
Yep.
And QED called and said, "Hey, if you're hanging out, you may as well hang out with me." And so I decided to hang out at QED for a while. And so I got this EIR role, entrepreneur in residence, which basically allowed me to go work with different portfolio companies on a variety of tasks. And one of those companies was Bitso.
Wow. That's so cool. What a unique entry point. Is that a common, awesome founder gets an exit, top venture fund? I'm sure this is like an interesting playbook. Like they bring these awesome ex-founders in, this kind of like advisory thing. Is that something you see in the space commonly?
I see it in the space. It's not, I think I was the first EIR for QED.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
a really cool it makes a ton of sense.
yeah, absolutely. And I think it's it's a chance for you to just think, see the industry, see what's happening in the ecosystem, where people are investing, where they're not investing. And you get a little bit of that pattern recognition, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, it's really cool. And before you make a big jump, you can kind of like test the waters.
Absolutely.
What other companies, if you can share, were you about or helping out in that era?
Yeah, sure. So one was a company called Jampack, which was in, we'll call it travel packages for...
QBD is not just a digital asset VC either.
Not just digital assets. We are a broad fintech fund. So this was a embedded travel solution for concerts and festivals. Another one was we'll call it AI accounting firm called Proper AI. So they were doing property management accounting and automating that process. So like completely different industries, right?